Hello all, welcome to Coffee with Marci. My mission is to inspire and empower, and what better way than through the success stories of others. And today I have George Brescia on. Welcome to the
Cheers.
show.
Hi, Marci.
So great to have you.
So excited.
He is a style expert and author of Change Your Clothes, Change Your Life, because you can't go naked.
Yes.
I love that title. It's so much fun.
Thank you.
So, super excited to have you on and share all of your expertise with our viewers.
Thank you.
But first of all, I'd love to hear a little bit about your background.
Yes, well, I'm going to make it short and sweet because I want to be able to talk to all of you guys out there about you. So, basically, I grew up in the fashion world. I started my career at Ralph Lauren, and I worked my way up, and by the time I left, I was in charge of all the Polo stores across the country, doing the merchandising and giving the staff the information every season about what the line was and all the special events. I left there, and I went to Tommy Hilfiger, and I was on the other side of the business doing all of their women's showroom and women's licensed product. I was a vice president of creative services at Tommy Hilfiger, and then I left there, and I started consulting, and I worked with Donna Karan, and I worked with Jay-Z, and different people sort of on a consulting basis, and then I branched out on my own, and I did my book, Change Your Clothes, Change Your Life, which you have right there.
Excited to talk about this.
Yes. And got into television and going around the country doing talks and doing in-store appearances. I had been a performer as well. When I was younger, acting, singing, dancing. I pursued that for a while as well. And then I actually read this book called The Firestarter Sessions by Danielle Laporte. And she talked about what have you been doing for the last 25 years? And where has the momentum been? Because a lot of us, things that we do well, we don't take very seriously because it comes easily to us, so we don't value it. And I was like, well, I was performing and I did fashion and I put the two together. And that's when I started going on television and, you know, doing the Tony Awards and doing red carpet and all that kind of work. So that's kind of like where the career all came from.
That's incredible. Very inspiring.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So I know everyone is super excited to hear about fall trends. Here we are, coming out of summer. So what are the fall trends?
You know, it's funny. I feel like a lot of fall trends have been carried through, you know, from spring. There's so many trends out there that are happening right now. And I think that I'll just highlight a couple of them.
Okay, that'd be great.
You know, so we're really seeing, actually red, power red is a big trend that we're seeing this fall, which I love. And we're seeing it, they're calling it like the power red dress or jumpsuit or suiting, which I think is amazing. I love that color. And depending upon what shade of red it is, if you're a blonde or a brunette, you pick the shade that works for you. So it can be kind of for a lot of people, which I think is cool. Florals for fall in a darker floral, which means like the ground, you know, like the base of it, whether it's black or sort of like a more low or darker color, and then the floral on top of that. We're actually calling them couch florals.
Oh, couch florals.
You know?
Okay.
So it's fun. You know, you can see it in a jacket or in a blouse or in a dress. Sometimes we're even seeing like a jacket and a pant in a floral, and then you do like a solid underpinning, as well as that kind of brings us, the pajama thing is happening still. I don't know if you've heard of this. And just pajama inspired, a wide leg silky pant or a drapey jacket that looks pajama-esque, lingerie, you know, sort of a feel that's, you can see where the inspiration comes from. Plaids, big surprise, plaids for fall. There's a Western thing happening. Embroidery is really big, embroidery on jeans. Some companies are doing custom. You know, Levi's has this whole custom program going on where they can custom embroider your jeans, which I think is fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool because it can be very universal, right? Everybody wears jeans and then you can do a little embroidery, but we're also seeing it in jackets and blouses and dresses and even accessories, shoes and bags. The Western influence is happening.
I think that's fun.
Yeah, that's in there. They're calling it the glitterati boot, which is like sort of like a metallic, you know, sort of glitter boot, which could be kind of fun. What else are we seeing?
So not sparkles, it's just like...
Well, it's sort of sparkles, you know, and then of course Sparkle for Day is big. We're still seeing a bohemian thing. We're still seeing an off the shoulder. We're still seeing cold shoulder, asymmetrical, high-waisted pants, high-waisted jeans are big. Those are just a couple of them. quite a few to choose from.
I know there's so many to choose from. It can
Yep.
actually be overwhelming.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah, and you know, with ladies, we want to be on trend.
Right.
So it's trying to figure out what trends work for us.
Yep.
And you know, we all have different body types.
That's right.
So tell us, what can we do? How can we be on trend and
Yeah.
be comfortable?
Well, you know, here's the thing. I hear this all the time, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a very universal challenge, I think, for men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the trends. Here's the magazines. Here's people looking stylish. How do I fit into that? And I think, and I talk about this in my book, you know, trends come and go, but you are here to stay. So what that means to me is that when you dress for your body type and figure out sort of what your assets are, you know, what you really love about your body. So like, what does that mean? You know, do you love your arms as a woman? Do you love your back? Do you love your legs? Do you love your décolletage? Do you love, you know, your shoulders? Like, there's always something that we love about our
Right.
bodies, right?
Yes.
And then I find with women and men, you know, there's always something that we feel is challenging. You know, I don't really love my legs, or
Yeah.
I want to cover my arms,
Right.
or, you know, I feel like I'm, you know, have large chest and I don't want to accentuate that, or I don't want to look too suggestive. So once you assess that, I always feel like but that's a very important place to start from. I always feel like the trends will naturally come.
Okay.
Because, in other words, this is what I'm saying, girls. Are you ready? It's like, if you don't love your legs
Yeah.
and short skirts are happening, don't wear them.
Right.
You don't have to wear them.
Right.
You just don't. And if you're, you know, feel like you're very proportionally, maybe you have a very long torso and you feel like if you wear a high-waisted pant, that's going to accentuate that and make you uncomfortable, don't do it.
Right.
You know, so it really...
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, it really
It
kind of
sounds pretty
is.
simple.
I have to say, so much of the principles in my book, I think, are simple, but I'm very respectful of some people don't feel that they are or don't think about them. And again, that sort of brings us back to what comes easily to some can be challenging to others.
Right.
And it's just important to embrace everyone out there, and that's what I tried to do in this book. So once you know what colors you look good in and what silhouettes you look good in, and that's what I talk about in this book, then shopping becomes a very different experience because you can walk into any store at any price point and you focus in on what looks good on you.
Right.
So I think, and people say, well, how do I do that? I don't know. Well, there's so many ways to do that, but one of the easiest ways to do that, if you go back to your closet, because we all wear about this much that's in our closet.
So very true.
Right?
Yes.
So go in there and figure out, what am I wearing?
Uh-huh.
What do I get compliments on?
Right.
What do people respond to?
Right.
Because what you want to hear is, you look amazing in those jeans.
Yes.
Not, I love those jeans. Who cares if they don't look good on you? Like,
That's a good one.
I mean-
I gotta think about that.
you know what I mean? Like, it's a very
Right.
different compliment.
It is.
Oh, I love your vest.
Yeah.
Really? Does it look good on me? Because if it doesn't, who cares if you love my vest? What you want to hear is like, Marci, you look amazing in that vest. And
Right.
these jeans are so flattering on you.
Yeah.
That's a very different compliment. And that's what you want to hear when you wear your clothes.
Right.
So, what I'm talking about is that you go through and you look in your closet and you're like, oh, look at this shirt. I get tons of compliments when I wear this. What color is it?
Right.
What is the neckline? How does it fit your body? Maybe I need a couple more things like this. What about pants? What about suits? What about whatever? That's why people will always go into their closet as we're going through things and they're like, you know, I got this for like $45 at H&M, but I get so many compliments on it. I'm like, well,
Right.
because it's blue and you've got great blue eyes, and
Right.
guess what?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I also like what you're saying, to think about the positives and not the negatives, because
Always.
women always think about, oh my God, I hate my legs, instead of, I have great arms.
Yeah.
Right, and embracing that.
Yeah. So that's why I get teased sometimes, because they're like, you're like the spiritual stylist. Because a lot of people in fashion, you know, can be very colorful in their
Yeah.
personalities.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I work with a lot of the Broadway community, and I also have film actresses and television celebrities that I work with. And what I hear often from them, they're so shocked when they work with me and so delighted at the same time, because I always start with that, and I don't even do it intentionally.
Yeah.
I just do it.
Comes naturally
Which
for you,
I
and
say,
that's awesome.
well, because I think where it comes from is that I worked in retail. So if you're meeting someone for the first time, which is true with my clients, you can't say, well, what are we going to do about those legs?
Right.
You know, I mean,
That's
what are we going to
nice.
do about those flabby arms? I mean, I don't know. You can't do
Right,
that.
no.
So what I learned to do, and it's a real thing for me, it's not fake, I say,
Yeah.
oh my God, you have amazing arms.
Yeah.
Let's do something sleeveless. Or, oh my God, your legs are incredible. We have to show them.
Right.
And that's how I work with all of my people in show business, and they're so thrilled because a lot of costume designers and costume people that work on the sets of television shows will start with like, well, we're gonna have to deal with your wide hips because it's not gonna look good on camera. Instead of saying, you have amazing shoulders. Let's do something off the shoulder.
Right.
You know, that's where I start. That's where you should start.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
it really is starting with things that work for you as opposed to focusing on what doesn't.
So that leads me to a lot of women. Well, we all have different body shapes.
Yep.
Right? And a lot of times women will be like, well, I don't want to buy anything for myself or get anything because I want to lose the 5 pounds, or I put 10 pounds on over the summer.
Right.
So what do you suggest to them?
I love this question. And sometimes I'll do these big talks for hundreds of people, thousands. And I love it because when people ask me that, and I'm on stage, I can tell they think they're going to stump me. Because I think at first glance, or it's what we're talking about can seem, without getting into it, very frivolous. And I don't care what other people think. I want to dress for me.
Right.
No, it's not about them.
Yeah.
It's about you.
Right.
And how you feel. Because if you don't feel good in your clothes, which you have to wear by law because you can't go naked as you're in a public place unless you're on some nude beach somewhere in the south of France. If you don't feel good and you open your closet in the morning, you go, oh God, I hate my clothes.
Right.
I hate everything.
Yeah.
Go try and have a good day. How's that working out for you?
Exactly.
So that's why I feel like you have to love where you are. So to respond to your question specifically, when you're not at the weight that you want to be, or your body isn't quite where you want it to be, you have to dress it now. Because you have to love it and make it look beautiful.
Right.
And so, because if you don't, when you're going about in your life, you're not going to feel good.
Yeah.
And you're not going to attract what you want.
Right.
And you're not going to vibrate at a level that brings the things into you, whether it's a new job or a new man or a new home or whatever it is. So you can still look great, accessorize, shoes, scarves, jewelry, maybe simple dresses if you're feeling overweight or whatever it is. And love the body you're in to get the body you want.
Right.
Because then you're bringing in all of the good things that you want, and you feel good about yourself, and you're going to be good to your body, and you're going to eat properly, and you're going to want to exercise, and you're going to want to do the things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say to these women, because women say that to me all the time. They're like, well, I can't really shop with you right now because I'm 20 pounds overweight. And I'm like, do you think that people don't see you when you walk out of your house? Do you think you're invisible? They see you.
Yeah.
And women try and hide. They wear the moo-moos, and they figure out the way that, and I respect that.
Right.
But I want to say, well, let's not hide.
No.
Because when you start to feel better and you wear clothes and you feel pretty, even if you're, a little more overweight, you're going to be inspired to do the things that you need to do to maybe get the body that you want to be in.
Absolutely.
But you can't do that feeling horrible every day.
Absolutely. So I'd love to talk about your book.
Okay.
Change Your Clothes, Change Your Life, because you can't go naked. First of all, let's talk about that. I love it.
I love how she says naked. Naked.
That's a Houston thing.
I say naked.
Naked. I know. I'm from Texas. So.
I love it. Well, we've been talking about it, but you know what? I'll condense it.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys are probably like, oh my God, when's he going to stop talking? Okay, wait. Here it is in 2 sentences. My book is basically about what I call the secret language of clothing. Your clothes are speaking, whether you think they are or not, which is what I was just saying. So you might as well have them say what you want them to say, because they're talking anyway. So what that means is,
I love that.
we see you. Oh, I'm just going to walk the dog. Oh, I'm just going to the grocery store. Oh, hello, are you invisible? No, you're not. And when you bump into like your ex-boyfriend or your potential new boss, or
any of the ladies from the school,
right? Or Miss So-and-so, she's always clocking me and looking at what I'm wearing. Yeah. So it's just about taking a moment to put on something that makes you feel good, and so that when you leave the house, you're never feeling embarrassed. So I'm not talking about a full glam face and shoes, bag, whatever. You can be in sweatpants and look good. Make them the cute sweatpants.
Right.
There's
so many out there right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Athleisure totally happening. Another trend.
Yeah.
Make it the cute little sweater. Make it something that so you feel good in that, and so that when you leave the house, you're feeling put together.
Yes.
You can be no makeup, hair behind, a ponytail, fresh scrubbed face, and still be in sweatpants and a cute sweater and a nice bag and little sneakers and look adorable.
That's what I like to rock most of the time.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, so here is George's book here, and this wonderful person has given me this book, and I am going to share it with one of the viewers. So he has signed it, and I can't wait to give it to one of you guys. So there's going to be a little bit of a challenge, and I'm going to share that with you guys later, and there'll be a lucky winner.
Yeah. Listen, I hope you enjoy it. Tune in, watch us, and one of you get a signed copy of the book.
I know. It's so awesome. I can't wait. So let's just talk really quick about women on a budget.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a big one.
Yeah. So I think, we said it at the beginning, but I'll just reiterate. When you're on a budget, a lot of people are. So I get it. So when you know the colors that you look good in, and you know the silhouettes that you look good in, you really can shop anywhere. Okay, I'll give you an example. So let's just say you've got big, bright, gorgeous blue eyes, It's amazing how many people who have big, gorgeous blue eyes don't have blue in their closet. I don't understand.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Blue pops the blue eyes.
Yeah.
So you're going to go buy, a t-shirt, to wear underneath a sweater or a jacket, or even to the gym. Buy a blue one. You can buy it for $10 at Walmart, or you can go and buy a $50 t-shirt at Bloomingdale's. It's up to you. But when you know what you look good in, you can really buy it at any price point. And pick your moments. If you want, I always say, I think if you're going to spend money on something, in my opinion, spend it on a wonderful accessory. A beautiful pair of shoes, a beautiful bag, because those things can take a pair of jeans or even a sweatpant and make it look a little bit more. So, it just depends. Know your budget and just shop accordingly.
Wonderful. And what are the top concerns that women tend to have in the dressing room?
I would say the top concerns, it's usually body type, obviously. I think that the things that freak women out the most are jeans.
Yes.
Buying jeans. They just start to shake when they have to buy a pair of jeans with me. Bathing suits. And it really becomes body issues. But there's all kinds of great jeans and great bathing suits. And when they see what I bring them at any size, they just become so relaxed and so easy. And I think that the other thing that women do most often is they focus on what they don't like about their body versus what they like about their body.
Again, we talked about that. It's so true.
Yeah, and also I think that women, even more than men, close themselves off to this is how I do it. This is what I've been doing, but yet they want to work with me. I always laugh, and usually inside, because I use humor sometimes, but I'm always very respectful and very loving. But it cracks me up. It's like, well, if you feel like what am I doing here? And also, how do you feel? Like, if you ever want to know how you're doing in your life, how do you feel? That's how you're doing.
And they're with you for a reason. These things have been working out, I guess, for them.
And so and always, knock on wood. Once we have our first shopping trip, it's always like, oh my God, this is so great. And, they'll work with me a couple times. And yes, of course, a lot of times they go off on their own, and they should, but it's amazing to watch the transformation. That's really my favorite part of what I do. It's always famous, not famous, size 16, size 4,
Yes.
size 2, size 0, size 8, they look in the mirror and they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And, oh, there she is. And you could see their whole body posture change and the way that they move changes because it's like, oh, there she is. And I love that.
Absolutely.
That's my favorite.
What's your most successful experience with a client?
You know, what's my most successful? All right, I'll tell you two kinds of stories. One of my most successful stories was this woman who called me. I didn't know who she was. And she called me, she got my name from somebody, and she was like in a panic. She's like, oh my God, I got your name from somebody, and I really want to work with you, and I'm freaking out because I'm going to meet, you know, this guy that I've been dating for a long time. I've been married, he's got these stepdaughters. They hate me because they think I'm a hot mess with my clothes. They're fashionistas, and I just got to pull myself together. I own my own business, but like, I never feel good in my clothes, and I was like, girl, all right, wait a minute. Hello, let's calm down.
Let's calm down.
Yeah, let me help you. So, you know, I actually picked out something over the phone for her to wear that night with her guy that she was dating and his two daughters. But fast forward, I worked with her. Her whole business changed. She ended up marrying him. I did her wedding dress.
Awesome.
Like,
it's a great story.
Yeah, like her whole, you know. So it was really, really, really cool. And a funny part of one of the moments that we had that I always tell is that we were working together, and in her closet we were going through everything, and it was like Eddie Bauer shorts, Eddie Bauer pants, Eddie Bauer jacket, Eddie Bauer vest, Eddie Bauer dress, Eddie Bauer skirt. I didn't even know Eddie Bauer made skirts and jackets and dresses. So finally, after the 25th thing, I said, what's with Eddie Bauer? Are you like a professional camp counselor? Like, what's happening? And she got hysterical laughing, and she goes, you know, when I get off the subway, Eddie Bauer's at the end of the street. I said, go the other way. Like,
that is great.
So we were hilarious.
Yeah.
Just because it was like she was doing it by convenience,
Yes.
it had nothing to do with her. A fun story that I will tell you is hilarious that just happened about 4 or 5 months ago. I was working with a Broadway actress, and we were getting ready for the Tony Awards. She was nominated. And so we've been working together for a really long time. And I was in her dressing room after the show, and they were, you know, we had to get her ready to go walk the red carpet at the Tony Awards. And we had done a custom dress for her. We had it made. So it was all custom built for her, gorgeous.
Sure.
And it had in the back, and you know, an invisible zipper so that when you zipped it up, you didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And it fit her fine, and it was all custom done and gorgeous. But we were, her hair was done, her makeup was done. I had close to $1 million worth of jewelry on her, not rhinestones, diamonds and sapphires. We were trying to zip her up.
Oh.
And we couldn't get the zipper up, and it wasn't tight, it was the zipper. So now I break out into a full flop sweat. I'm drenched.
Of course.
And I've got the hair guy and the makeup girl, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and you can't freak out.
Yeah.
Because you can't freak her out.
Yeah.
Because she's got to go on a red carpet with millions of people. I'm like, oh my God, she's such a pro. So she's like, we're like, and so the makeup guy comes over, the hair guy comes over, he's Rudy, I love Georgie, no problem, I got this. So he's trying to zip it up.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. And then Amanda, the makeup, she's trying to get it. So my client looks at me and she's like, what's going on, guys? She's all happy. She's like, all right, no problem. I was like, where are the wardrobe people? She's like, let's call them. I said, yeah, let's. I pick up the phone and I'm like, I need you guys, the wardrobe people. So they come up. It's like FBI fashion.
Right.
We're like, this,
Yeah.
honey, one of those wardrobe people. She looked at me and I said, I know. She got the thread. She got the needle. Sewed her into the dress. And she walked off.
Yes.
You know, like nothing was wrong. Worked it, looked amazing.
Love it.
Got into Vogue.com, got all over the media. It was incredible. We had an amazing night. And you know, you gotta go with it.
You gotta work with it, right? Whatever you gotta do.
Yeah.
George, I really appreciate you coming
so fun.
here and being a part of my show and sharing with everyone.
She's so great. Coffee with Marci. We love her.
Thank you so much, George. And you have to read his book. Amazing. I cannot wait to hear from everyone about what they thought about it and what they gained from it, and also from the show.
Oh, thank you. And watch Marci's show. Not even just with me. Watch all of her episodes. She's amazing. We love her. Coffee with Marci.
Thank you so much, George. That means so much. And please reach out to him if you need any style needs. And I think that I may be using him very soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Have
Enjoy.
a great day. Bye.